Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Fetterman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All right. Believe that there is a street safety crisis in America. Is that fair? Yeah. In America, but also in Pennsylvania. And in fact, one street in Harrisburg is known as the deadliest road in America. Another in Philly is known as the Boulevard of Death. Now, I agree that there is a safety crisis on our streets, but my staff is what really they deserve the kind of credit on that. You know, they've made me better, and they've made me more informed on this as well too. I'd like to pretend I know everything, but I don't. But this is really important, and it's crazy, especially right here in my Commonwealth as well too. And that's why I'm grateful to have the platform and all the experts here to address that. So thank you for operating this as well too. And that's why they've been talking to experts in engineering about this trend, and we know that the street design is really a factor. And I think we all deserve, safer roads and communities that are ready to do it. But federal government is making it unnecessarily, hard. Too much red tape. So, Ms. Ricks, in your opening, you spoke about Building Safer Streets Act. Can you speak about the value about that?
I can. I think that the fundamental value of that is not about economic numbers. It's about human lives and what that would save here. This Congress has put tremendous oversight responsibility on the Department of Transportation, ensuring that taxpayer dollars are protected as we invest the generational amounts of the generational amounts of resources that we have to finally rebuild American infrastructure. But the question that we have to ask is if we're actually protecting taxpayers themselves. There are extraordinarily common sense measures that are tremendously overdue, as you mentioned. We know that Americans who walk, ride their bikes, or ride the bus are legal users of almost every street. However, they rarely have the facilities that they need to take those modes safely. We need to really ask ourselves, how can a pedestrian safely walk on a street without sidewalks? Can a person on a bicycle really share the road with cars traveling at 50 miles per hour? Can a person who gets off a bus on one side of the street safely cross to the other side of the street? Mandating that these questions are at least asked seems like the least that we can do to promote safety and save lives. The Building Safer Streets Act that you've introduced will compel US DOT to give localities and their states clear and consistent guidance, and that will help a lot to speed project delivery and avoid time-consuming reviews and wasteful time. It's really sensible if the goal is to reduce overall fatalities and to prohibit performance targets that would actually allow increases in the number of deaths on our road.
And actually, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to ask for unanimous consent to submit that a number of statements for the record and from experts from Pennsylvania and cities and towns need more kinds of street safety reform.
Without objection.